Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the bad button. That's all you got to do. Push the bad
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Consistent times 10. Shout out to my man Kyrie, man. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Taco Tuesday. Your boy here, fresh, ready to impress, and kind of undressed. I guess. What up? What's up, man? It's your boy Coach Lee, man. Tonight, we got a special treat for you. We always have fun. My second favorite show that we do. Welcome to the Chop Up. We'll be talking about any topics, be random, not sports related, anything that whatever's on our mind that we want to talk about for today. But tonight, I got some young, gifted talent with me. We got the co-rookies of the year. First coming from Boston area. My man, Chill Will. What's up, man?
He said, Will? Keep your shirt on. He said, fresh, ready to undress. We're going to keep our clothes on, people. We're going to do this right.
Definitely rated G. Definitely rated G.
Yeah, man. You know, another day in paradise. Let's have another great show.
Let's do this, man. Also, like I said, we got the co-rookies of the year on here. My man from Cincinnati, Jay. He changed his name.
What up? Hey, I had to. Hey, the Josh was rolling through. I had to put it up there.
That threw me off like, Josh. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, doing fantastic. Stopped at my mom's house before I came back home and had the butter pecan cupcakes with the buttercream icing on top.
That's enough of that.
Fantastic. Hey, I've got like,
you got two big dudes calling you tonight to my food.
I got
to eat the mic.
I got under 20 days. I got under 20 days of being fat before the new year, and then I start losing my weight. I'm trying to get back down to
20 days, huh?
Yes, well, I got to get back down to 200. I stopped taking the elevator at work. I'm taking the stairs to the 3rd floor now. I hope it starts helping.
If you're going to give it up, then I guess I need to go ahead and start pre-ordering my self-addressed packages. So I get some cupcakes. Sound real good, man. Appreciate it, man. Y'all, we in here doing our thing tonight as always. Man, you in the comments, holla at your boys. Let us know where you're coming from, what's on your mind. Right, hey, the Chop Up, man, we talk about anything. You never know what it's going to be. But most definitely like to have some fun with it. And so, man, hopefully, ain't no hopefully. I know y'all got some real good topics for tonight.
You know.
There's another buzzer beater night.
Yeah. Right up to the time, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, let's get this bad boy started.
I spend 20 minutes a day I'd spend doing mic check. I think I'm gonna pop it off today. Well, we're gonna start with something a little somber, but a little sad. But you know, all things come to an end. Sometimes, not just things, people. The sports world lost a very great and interesting man yesterday. I remember I saw it run across the line last night. That Coach Mike Leach, had a massive heart attack and he was in critical condition. And then I woke up today and he had passed on. So, look, I mean, we're not gonna dive too deep into it. You know, this show is we here to have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, and I just wanted to, it's more of a shout out than anything. The real story you can go. It's about him. The real story is about him and what he's done and in coaching and the interesting man that he was. I implore everybody to go just Google Mike Leach mascot.
Mascot power rankings.
Yeah, he went.
Classic.
Yeah, just because that'll give you a good idea of the human being you were dealing with. And that'll be the fun side, and the other side is the fact that he was innovative. That's one of the best things you can be in sports. As a quote that I heard earlier is one of the best things you can be in the world is to be an innovator, somebody who brings something to the table that hadn't been brought before by anybody. That air raid offense is all his, and you see a lot of teams running versions of it. Cliff Kingsbury tried to bring it to the NFL, and him and Kyler are giving it a bad name right now, but
air raid.
Yeah, but that air raid, man, like that's all Mike Leach, and also that's just like look. We all got to go one day. That's a sick way to go, though. Especially as big guys, coach, me and you. That's something that we got to worry about with our hearts and stuff like that. But a massive heart attack, man, it's a rough way to go. So shout out to his family, to Coach Leach. You guys got anything to say about that, man?
Man, when I heard that, first I heard it was stress related.
Yeah.
And I heard heart attack, but I was looking, man, at some recent interviews with him. I was like, he doesn't look like he's overweight. I heard he walked to work when he's the head coach at Washington. He walks to work every day. So he like a fairly healthy person, but I guess that stress can get to you, man. The ups and downs of coaching.
He used to be a bit bigger. I mean, he lost a lot of weight, but I wonder sometimes you did the damage already,
True that. I think my biggest thing that I remember about Coach Leach is when he first hit the Big 12 and the numbers he was putting up out in Lubbock. I mean, it was astronomical. Even to the point, a lot of his route tree, his offensive philosophies, you see a lot of that, like you say, it's in the NFL now. And I would probably say, I would put him as far as like his impact on the game. I will put him right there with John Coryell, who came up with the Air Coryell offense for the Chargers. As far as that, Bill Walsh, with the West Coast offense, I put him in that same company.
And Lubbock, that's when he was at Texas Tech, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That was like pretty sure it's my high school years or maybe like right before, I don't know. It was some years back, but I remember every one of those teams just lighting it up, like, and I don't know if he was there, but I'm like that school sent you Welker, guys like Welker. You had I think maybe even Amendola went there.
I think Amendola was there. You
had Crabtree.
Crabtree.
Yep, and a bunch of quarterbacks you couldn't trust in the league, but at the time. Now I bet those guys would translate because there's a lot more of that style going on in the league. So that's just like, because I remember thinking back then, like this will never work in the league. Like this will never, you can't play this way. But now the whole league is based off offenses similar to that. Like everyone's airing it out. Yeah, man, it's just he's an interesting dude and definitely football savant, like different like thinks on a different level football wise than most people. So yeah, man, you got anything to add, Jakey Josh?
Yes, sir. When you get a polarizing figure like that, this was so sudden. It shocks everybody, and it really sends a shockwave through the world, or through the sports world. And I agree with Will. Go check out that video. It's incredible. And so also, we need. There's going to be some memorials and some, shout outs during the bowl games this year. I can tell for this, and it was, like I said, shocking, sudden, and prayers out to his family.
Yeah, absolutely. sports world lost a great one, man. We have to do that every now and then. It's part of the game. But I just hope his family's all right. And a character like that, just for us, I couldn't imagine what he means to the family. Like he whatever massive weight he holds in the game of football and in our world, he's got to be 10 times that in his own family. So shout out to them and hopes and thoughts and prayers and everything. So yeah, that was just like a little quick topic. I'm more it hit, so I felt like we had to talk about it.
I agree. I'm looking at his background. Some of these stops I completely forgot about.
Yeah, which were?
He was at Valdosta State. I remember they had some pretty good offenses in the early 90s, putting up big numbers.
Yeah.
He was at Kentucky, 97 to 98. I think Tim Couch was there at the time, right?
Interesting.
Wait. At Oklahoma in 99.
Oh man, yeah, the Oklahoma team. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that was the weird thing too. It was like the offense, he couldn't get people to catch on at first, and therefore his records weren't great. Like, I don't know that he was winning a whole bunch of games, but he wasn't losing. I mean, he wasn't like terrible, but
his teams were competitive.
Yeah. Did he ever get a national championship? I don't think
never got a national championship, but he did win Coach of the Year twice. I think he won it in 2008 at Tech and in 2018 at Washington State.
What up, Lewis?
Yeah.
Lewis in there starting trouble. Get out of there.
And the thing that's funny is his playing career. He went to BYU. He got his bachelor's from BYU. He got his JD from Pepperdine. He got his MS from United States Sports Academy. But his playing career, from 79 to 83, he played on a BYU rugby team.
Interesting.
Damn.
No helmets, no pads. Let's just get it in. Mormon to Mormon. Let's do this.
Put some tape on the thigh. That's all the padding you need.
Right. That's pretty interesting, man. Now it just shows you that you don't necessarily have to play the sport at the highest level to make an impact on it and be good at what you do. I think a lot of times they try to discredit guys and coaches and stuff. Like, if you think about it, some of the most impactful coaches, they never made it to the professional ranks.
Right.
They might have played in college, or some cases they probably didn't play in college. Probably after high school, went right into coaching. They knew what their calling was, and I think they get discounted for that. Just for the simple fact they ain't got the skins on the wall, so to speak.
10,000 hours, man. You put the work in studying something, you're
gonna become an expert.
Yeah, that's just what that is. So now, what you do with that and how you're able to translate that into being able to coach and lead other men, that's a different type of person. But he definitely had it all.
So I'm looking at some more of his background. He was raised as a Mormon.
That's crazy.
He played high school football, but he didn't go. He was recruited by BYU to play football, but he couldn't go because he had an ankle injury that kept him from playing. That's why he played rugby. But
interesting.
This is the connection. I was like, at what point did he get into football?
Yeah.
While he was there, he stayed close to the football program, and he would get to sit in on occasion on film room sessions with Lavelle Edwards, who was a great BYU coach.
Yeah.
And Norm Chow.
Oh, he was there with Norm Chow. Okay.
And guess who his quarterbacks were at the time?
If he was at BYU, I'm pretty sure a man named Steve Young should have been around that time.
Steve Young, Jim McMahon, and Mark Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
He's around all those guys.
That's crazy. He did not strike me as a Mormon. Like, the way when you hear that man talk, I'm not hearing Mormon from him, but like, that's what's up, man. Yeah, and now with that pedigree around him, that actually checks out. That he would at least get these quarterbacks, because he can make something out of nothing with a quarterback. None of them dudes.
Say, who wrote that?
He didn't like his players' fat little girlfriends out there.
I
Oh man, yeah, nah, he was a monster, man.
I think the only time I heard something negative about him was with the issue he had with Craig James and his son.
Yeah,
He locked him in the closet.
reckless.
And I did confirm at the time that he was at Kentucky, Couch was his quarterback. He was the number 1 overall pick that year.
Okay.
And when he went to he left there, he went to Oklahoma to be under Bob Stoops.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense, which had ranked 11th in the Big 12 in '98, improved on the least to first in the conference in '99. And in the very next year, he got the Tech job.
Yeah, he's yeah, that's crazy. He had an interesting role. I didn't know he had all those stops, and I definitely didn't know he was a woman. I guess come to think of it, I didn't know much of the man other than the air raid and his hilarious interviews.
They shut out the Pepperdine though.
I know, right?
Yep. That's up in your area, right?
No, I have no idea. I just know that they were a really good basketball school back in the day.
They were.
Yeah. Pepperdine.
Where's Pepperdine at? It is California. I did not know that. Malibu, to be exact. They ain't going to school out there.
That's one of the lovely schools. All right.
They're out there kicking
it. That's how you know you got to be like a real like student if you go to Pepperdine. Because like to bring your ass to class when you want Malibu.
So let me ask you this:
I'm in here while looking at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive off these rocks here.
His impact that he had. What do you think the next evolution of the game may be?
Flag football.
Flag football.
Flag football is the next evolution where you can't touch the guys at all. No helmets because we're so scared of concussions. Now I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. It's gonna come out of a guy like a McVay or something like that. Somebody young, somebody who's doing, or maybe Kingsbury will get the air raid to finally work in because he runs a version of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
So
same concept, but I think with him, I think he's in over his head coaching wise. Huh?
I said, bring it to New England.
I can see that.
I'm all set unless he finds out a plan B. That's my only problem with Cliff Kingsbury. It's like, oh, my air raid's not working. Well, oh well.
I think him and Jones could be a very good combo. That's all I'm saying. If we can't get McDaniels back, which I'm definitely cool with, get rid of Judge and get rid of Patricia both. And if Kingsbury wants a job up here with Belichick, I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I am out on any project that involves sticking with Mac Jones.
So I dug a little bit deeper, gentlemen.
What was that?
I dug a little bit deeper.
Uh-oh.
So he was at Texas Tech in, he got there in 2000.
Mm-hmm. Guess
who his running back coach was from 2000 2002?
Uh-oh. Who's this?
Art Browse.
Man, he was so he was around some great minds like constantly. And then he had a great mind himself. So yeah, that's it. Okay, that checks out too. Man, you think, you never really like look into this is the classic case of like we need to give people their flowers while they're here.
Yes, it is.
Because this is the type of guy that he deserves for people. The funny thing is though, he's not one who cared that like the way he acted, the way he carried himself, he didn't really care or need it.
Off to the beat of his own drum.
He really could care less.
There's no F.
I saw an interview where like every time they like praised him or something like that, he just looked like he just like stone faced. He didn't know what to say to it. He just was just like, yeah, all right, thanks. Like,
which, in my opinion, you kind of want that from a coach. It's exactly what the Utah head coach did. The Utah coach never really wanted to. I forgot his name. Utah football head coach right now. I didn't know if that was a true fact that he actually told Ryan Day thank you, but if it is, that's hilarious. But other than that, what they're trying to give him compliments and everything. They're just like, it's all about the players. Players did it. This, that, the other thing. That's what you really want in a head coach. You want a selfless head coach. And that's exactly what you got. And it
was it Kyle Whittingham?
Yes, him.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you, because my team's in the playoffs.
Ooh. So one last thing, I want to take a look at this coaching tree real fast.
Yeah. Who came from him? Yeah, that's a good question too. Yeah,
it's some pretty impressive talent on here.
Okay.
Let me see. Dave Aranda, who's now the current Baylor head coach, and he replaced Rule and who replaced Riles, but they've kept it. That's from an offensive standpoint, still one of the top teams in the country.
Yep.
Sonny Cumbie. He's at La Tech head coach. La Tech shot a couple of games this year, put up some big numbers. He played quarterback for him at Texas Tech. He was his first quarterback at Tech before Kingsbury. Now, this is the one that jumps out to me. Sonny Dykes.
Really? Oh, that's crazy.
The current TCU head coach who is in the Bowl Championship Series.
Yeah, bowled up.
He was his wide receivers coach and it later became co-offensive coordinator under him from 2000 to 2006. The current Tennessee head coach, Josh Heupel, he was on the leash in '99.
And Tennessee's back into their real form. Yeah.
Dana Holgerson.
Holgerson too, man.
He's at Houston now, but I remember him when he was at West Virginia. He had Geno Smith balling.
Yeah, he had some fellas, huh? That's crazy.
He was at Tech from 2000 to 2007. Obviously, we talked about Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley too.
Damn.
Man.
Lincoln Riley got there too. He was there from 2003 to 2009. He was first as a student assistant before working his way up to being a wide receivers coach.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That's a pretty good company there.
Yeah, that's some good coaches there who are, and it's not just like they were one and done guys. Like they're moving on and still do good stuff. Like, and he sent one to the NFL too, Kingsbury, who he's struggling, but he had a good he opened up pretty well.
Yep. Yes.
Like I said, Kingsbury just got to find out the counterpunch. Like when teams figure out what you're doing, then you gotta flip it. As long as he doesn't have Kyler, he's gonna be all right. It's definitely a possibility, man. It's a possibility that he put too much responsibility on the quarterback that he brought along with him, and maybe he needs to just find a better QB to teach the system to and move from there. He's gonna have to now because that's another part of the news.
So Kyler, who do you think that the front office is going to side with? Because
I think now I think they just kind of got to pass. They have the ability to push now because now they're gonna have to most likely they're gonna have to pay Kyler for a whole year of rehab next year. He just tore his knee up, so a whole year of rehab on the books. You can't possibly. I don't know that it makes sense if you're going to pay Kyler to rehab during that time to then also fire his coach before he gets back. So I think you got to stick with Kingsbury for now. And there might be
I know we talked about this the other night.
There might be some interesting names out there floating around of who could possibly replace Kyler.
No, they married to I wouldn't know. They married to Murray for a long time. Oh man.
Here's the thing though. I guess that's another thing you could think. Maybe you do fire Kingsbury. I don't know. What would piss Kyler off more? If you keep Kingsbury or fire him? I don't even know at this point. If he likes him or not. Like it seems like he's
I don't think he does, because you gotta remember Kingsbury was with him at A&M.
Yeah.
Because Kingsbury was the offense coordinator under Kevin Sumlin.
Right, but that would make me feel like that's the guy that got
But
you.
Kyler left. He transferred to Oklahoma.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
So maybe it was already some tension there.
Yeah,
because they look like it's been pretty of documentation of them kind of going at it on the sidelines.
Well, then sign Kingsbury long term. That'll piss him off, and then he'll just retire and go to baseball. I think best case scenario for Arizona is getting him to go play baseball.
Give him to the Diamondbacks.
Is he? Is that who? I thought the A's drafted him. Is it A's or the Diamondbacks?
It's the A's, but I'm just saying.
But
if you
he's
want
in
to keep
Arizona,
him in
yeah.
to piss him off. Go ahead and give him to the Diamondbacks because they suck.
Yeah, I mean the A's ain't better.
No, you're not wrong.
He'll be playing in front of a grand total of these three gentlemen right here, basically.
Yeah. Well, man,
Are you ever going to get a new stadium?
For what? They can't fill the one they have now. It's
so broke down. Would you want to go there?
Yeah, it's like a hazard.
Yeah, man, it's a walking museum. That's how old it is.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't walk, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know. Interesting.
There's only two stadiums that can survive being that old, and it's Wrigley and Fenway. Everything else can be redone.
Yeah, they legally can't. They legally can't touch Fenway anymore. So if they want to move, they can't touch it. They got
national monument, right?
Yeah, national monument. Yeah, they got to if they want to move, they got to just build a whole new one somewhere by the water. They were gonna do it too, and instead they built a casino.
Yeah.
What's up, Bree? Say I show up to Walking Museum and I'm feeling all that right now. And Lewis said the bulldoze Fenway.
Look, I'm sorry. It was the wrong analogy. I'll try harder next time, but that was pretty funny. I still want to go to Fenway. I just want to go check out the wall.
Hey man, you ever in town? You ever in town? I'll walk you in there. We all good.
I'm gonna come visit, but it's got to be in the summertime. I'll be getting real weather up there in the winter.
Yeah, you don't want to be up here right now, man.
Nah, I want no parts of that, man.
I looked out the window early yesterday. I was like, all right, you know how you can't tell if it's raining or not. So I looked at the puddle. I'm like, all right, well, it's not raining. I looked at that puddle in 2 hours. It was an ice puddle. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. Give me a hoodie. Hoodie weather, man. It's beyond hoodie weather. It's full Parker. We do. It's 35 degrees up there.
Jesus. We deal. It gets cold, but not that cold. But we get the windy part of it, and it's annoying here.
Yeah, we get windy too. We right on the water because I'm right on the water.
No, I can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's just especially down at the airport where I work, man. It is just the wind comes through so easy, and it's just like if it would just stay, no wind and just still, it wouldn't feel all that cold. But that wind brings a different type of chill.
Yeah, that wind chill is not a joke. I used to remember seeing that, man, what's the difference? And then you figure it out real fast.
100%.
We're gonna bulldoze your coats. That's what we're gonna do, bums.
Yeah, that. And then Coach sitting down there right now in 65, 70-degree weather.
Yeah.
Well, today it was tornadoes and a lot of rain today.
Is that what that traffic was about?
He needed to be like that though, because the minute that they get snow, they run around
people already can't drive here, man.
Power goes out.
Man, I remember watching the news and I felt bad, because I know it was getting dire for y'all. But they were just like, we don't know where to put it. You live in a desert. What do you mean you don't know where to put it? Out there, find a field, put it there.
Any ice that we get here, it literally shuts the city down when we get out. And I felt bad when that happened because we didn't get affected by it. Because I live next to I live in the suburb of Cedar Hill, which is the highest point in Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Oh yeah.
So all of the television towers are out this way. And I have a fire station not too far. So our grid was working. I felt bad. I had family and friends that was going without, but I'm over here. I'm binge watching Netflix.
Yeah, you got
there's a nice Christmas 73 in here.
Yeah, you got the towers. They're gonna take care of every area around the towers, obviously. So,
y'all got hit with that too. Said in here in Shreveport, we got a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of rain. It came down fast. Most definitely. Bree says, I remember when they bulldozed the old Met Center, tear down before it falls down. That's true. But man, R.I.P. to Coach Leach, man.
Absolutely.
Your legacy will live on. Even though you prevented my Longhorns from playing in the back-to-back national championship games, but we appreciate you, man.
Gunned you down.
But yeah, man, we're gonna take our first break for the night. We'll be back for segment number 2. Be right back. Hold on to your butts.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Back at it like we're mad at it. Segment number 2. My man, Jake Josh.
Yes, Josh Jacobs. I'll take that.
All right.
Jake Jacobs.
Hey, no problem. Just kidding. Our guy's sick right now. Hope he feels better. But
he about to be real sick in a couple hours when my Celtics beat his Lakers down.
I'm just gonna keep wearing the Canada hat and be happy with it. Leave me alone. Anyway, my freaking Phoenix Suns just keep getting beat up by everybody. I'm over this NBA season already. Started out so good, then just went horrible. But anyway,
that's what you get for being a Suns fan. I'll continue.
There's a whole lot of shade around me right now, and I can feel it. Anyway,
they are Luka's Phoenix Suns.
It's not good. 2 normally brings us the non-topics, non-sports topics. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up a little bit for my normal sports topics. I'll give you guys my answer at the end because you might be a little shocked. But you guys, I want to know what your guys' top 3 favorite rap, R&B, hip hop artists are, and why, if you have a reason.
Interesting.
And it could be from your era all the way up to the now. So I can only cover 1996 and up because I don't want to get added for not putting Tupac on my list.
Over there adding dates and whatnot. Like,
I feel bad. I was here with hip hop.
No, because I know as soon as I say my list, I'm going to instantly get how could he not put Tupac or any of these guys on the list? It's like, it just wasn't in my time frame. If I was born in 85 like my brother, he'd definitely be in the list, but he California love's all I got. I'm sorry.
Coach was like, Adidas. No.
Yeah, sure was. Sure was. And real fast, before we get started with this question, I remember when my first introduction to hip hop was, I forgot the name of this show, like Friday is like Outtrack or something like that. It's based out of New York.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a group called the Disco 3. If I'm not mistaken. AKA the Fat Boys. That was my first introduction to hip hop. Now remember, I'm watching it and I'm watching him do the stuff, doing the beatboxing and stuff. I'm like, I'm intrigued. And I remember my pops gets like, that shit ain't gonna last. And now here we are, almost 40-something years later.
Not only did it last, but it is the thermometer for the culture. It's not just our culture. It's bled into every culture, everywhere. So yeah, that's you can't get them all right. Yeah, here he goes. He's just here to troll right now. Like that's all he's doing. And it's not even everyone else. He's just trolling me.
I think y'all got some history behind this list.
I mean, with friends like this, who needs enemies, man?
He's going to pay Tupac's greatest hits. Be back in 5 minutes. Man, that's blasphemy.
Yeah, he don't like Pac either. See, now he's going public with his terrible ass opinion. That's cool. You can't hide from it now, brother. It ain't just between me and you. Now you gonna tell the world you don't know what you're talking about.
So I recommend the Blue in Exile, Below the Heavens album, classic in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, but mind you, he just said no to M and Pac and just brought up Blue in Exile. So let's beat it.
So let me see. This is a little bit hard for me because I've seen so much hip hop and I've gone through the different phases. You know, growing up straight East Coast, the birthplace of it.
Yeah.
Then I transitioned over to gangster rap, West Coast.
And also, real quick, a little add in at the end. Once you give your top 3 list, I want to know what your guys' opinion is of today's current music state in the industry.
Okay. All right. So for me, my top 3, this is artists of all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this in particular order or no particular order?
No, I can't put them in order. No particular
we ain't doing no order. I'm not doing no order today.
Number 1 for me, this was hard. I went back and forth between these 2 guys. And I'm a huge Eric B. and Rakim fan, a Rasta Rakim. But for me, just because of the emotional side of it and the time I was going through it, I gotta put KRS-One in there for me. I've been jamming him, for a long time. The first time I heard him was My Philosophy, and I lost my mind.
Yeah,
because I hadn't heard any type of wordplay like that before. So for that, I would say that.
What's crazy? Gotta make a note on KRS-One. I never seen. You want to talk about power? I don't think anybody else in the rap game right now, maybe like 50 can do this. And I don't even think 50 can do it. Like when he dropped the line, crashing on Queensbridge, when he what'd he say? He was saying he said Manhattan, bring it, Staten, and then he was like in Queensbridge. He said Queensbridge failed or Queensbridge. I forget the line, but when he said that, he launched an entire culture of rappers because not just shout out their hoods, all of Queensbridge, like Nas, 50, like even you got Ja Rule, you got who are all those Queens rappers, they all strive to be great because KRS-One basically said they were bums, said that they dropped the ball, said that they fell off. And once he said the bridge is over. Once he said the bridge is over, everybody from Queens, from that moment on, pushed even harder to become greater in rap. You had one man just dropped the bar. It wasn't even like he was like the bridge is over.
Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keeps on faking it.
And Queens keeps on faking it. Like Noriega and Capone, like the list goes on about of Queensbridge rappers that heard that line because I saw the clip. Nori was the one talking about it. Nori was like, "Yo," he was like, "When I heard that line, he was like, I wanted to hate it." He was like, but the whole song hit so hard. He was like, and then they played it everywhere. He was like, no matter where we were, any club, any rap spot, they played it, and you had to hear it. And he was like, all we ever did from that moment on was make sure that we didn't let nobody down, that we weren't faking it. He was like, from that moment, he said he with one bar launched an entire generation of rap from coming out of Queens. That is power, man. That's crazy. I just thought that was nuts to see that.
So KRS-One, like I say, in no particular order.
Yeah.
Second person, I will probably say, only because of the impact that he had on the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Andre 3000.
Ooh.
I love that cartoon when I was growing up, by the way.
And I respect him. I saw an interview would ask him how come he doesn't rap anymore. He's pretty much like, I've already accomplished everything I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And if I can't give it my all, I'm not going to go out there and fake it.
Right.
So
He was smooth though.
I can respect that. He was. And I had the privilege of going back in the day. It was during the Juneteenth celebration, my freshman year in college. So this was like, no, I just finished my freshman year. So it's the summer of '94. At Texas Stadium was still open. I went to a concert, a free concert where Outkast performed. And I was like, I first heard it and it was Southern Playalistic. Like,
that's crazy. Yeah.
And
Andre's unbelievable.
He is. And the last one, I probably get a lot of hate for this, but I am from Texas. He's Texas royalty. He's one of the few rappers where I probably say I believe damn near any word that he says, word for word. He was more of a producer than he was a lyricist.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, Pimp C.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the nostalgia of it, and the stuff. I think it's a statute of limitations. It's the stuff that I was getting into at that time.
That's
and
another.
The first thing I heard was "Tell Me Something Good," and I was hooked. The sampling that he did.
That's another whole trend and culture setter, like top tier guy. Like, so again, that's a guy that when he spoke, and then after he was gone, there's a whole like generation of rappers coming up.
That's why the music industry is what it is now, because he's gone. He caught a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, it's true. He a lot of guys and a lot of the South guys pay like utmost respect to him too. So, I mean, it's very rare to hear somebody come out of the South and not show some love to Pimp C.
Yeah, because he was able to help them figure out, because the third coast, as we like to call it, it's all the stuff in the South.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get the respect, especially Outkast is winning an award and stuff like that. But we still didn't get the respect. Obviously, the East Coast, the originators, the West Coast took it to a whole nother level with the the producing and the explicit language and stuff like that. But I think just from a soul and a musical standpoint, even from a production standpoint, I got to get the nod to the South because it's so soulful in the music. And he was the one that told them pretty much, we can just tour in the South and we can still make our money. We don't get the respect that we need. And he helped from that. You got guys like Big Crit, T.I., all type of guys like that. They pay homage to him for that.
T.I. one of my guys too.
I think the other question for Jake was what I think about the current state of music.
What current state of music?
I would probably say, you asked me that question about 4 or 5 years ago, I would be like, I don't like it. Everything's repetitive, not much.
Yeah,
not much.
I came around a little bit
originality anymore, but there's hope. You got artists like Kendrick. I'm a huge J. Cole fan, and it seemed like the wordplay is coming back into hip hop. Where you got to, and you still got great Nas still dropping albums. Nas is in a genre of himself to me. I can't put him in that top 3 because him alone, he stood the test of time. His album that he just dropped, I guess, about 2 weeks ago, just let it play. Every song jam. But that's the old man perspective.
Y'all ever heard of Keem Ali? You had to. He got like there's a bunch of TikTok clips running around right now, but I think I don't know. I hope he gets signed or blows up soon because I don't even know how old he is, but he got this. He's a unique character, a unique rapper because he could do, like I said, he got this one TikTok that's going around where he's just real fast, spitting off like punchlines, like going crazy. But then, like, if you go play his music, he does this whole pimp flow, like real, like smooth pimp talk that he's rapping at, like that he's rapping with, and it's just real unique. Like, he's not in my top anything, but I just he's somebody that like I never really heard anything like that before.
What's his name again?
Akeem Ali.
I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah, he got some interesting approaches to music, especially now. Like, when you hear him, you're gonna be like, oh, this should have been out in like the late 70s, early 80s almost. But yeah, the way he goes about music is interesting. He lyrically he's a monster, but we'll see what he does with it.
Right.
I haven't heard too many like full tracks and whole songs, but I know he can flow though for sure.
I got an honorable mention real fast.
Yeah, go for it.
And it's a tie. Q-Tip. It's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, Q-Tips.
And Scarface.
Oh, he hit me with Scarface. So, all right, yeah, that'll segue into where I start.
Okay, far away.
Early on when you're younger, when I'm talking about like real young, you hear whatever people around you are playing. So I heard a lot of today's current state is weird. I don't even know who to listen to. Yeah, it's tough. Like, for newer artists, I like Lil Baby and like both of the babies.
Okay.
You know who's severely underrated that Will is gonna hate? He is just. He's just wearing him like a backpack today. Go ahead. I want to.
Hey, if we have end of the year awards, can Lewis get like troll of the year?
Man, look at this. All right, Lewis.
Freshman college, yeah, see? Hey, at least it ain't just me.
At least he left me alone.
You asking for it?
Good. Baby. No, I am. As soon as I say my list, I'm expecting something.
Jake, I just want you to know, I talk to this dude every single day. This is all I deal with every day. This mother.
Lewis is up your way.
Nah, he's from Mexico, but we just happen to talk every day and like in the chat, like we just
go by zero, man.
This dude's trouble, man.
Best 50 line ever. Kevin ain't dead. He just moved to the web. He said that in '98.
That's early to say that. So like, yeah, I grew up with a bunch of different like music around me. A lot of R&B when I was younger. A lot of R&B, a lot of Mary J. Blige and just the old school. Keep
old again, man.
Yeah, keep sweating them. You know what I mean? Like all of that. Tevin Campbell, New Edition, like that. That's what I was coming up with when I was real young. When I started really getting exposed into rap, it was I heard it everywhere, but like on a consistent basis, I'd be in my stepfather's car and he'd play that Ghostface album. Remember the one the tape was gray? I forget what album that was, but not Ghostface, Scarface album. And man, Scarface was the first rapper that like he changed something in my brain about how I heard music. And
do tell.
Yeah, it was gutter. It came from, but it was real and had depth to it. Like, it wasn't just like.
He's an excellent storyteller.
Yeah, exactly. And storytelling is one of my favorite things coming from a rapper. Like, I love lyricism, storytelling. Yeah, so Scarface, like, he set the tone for who I would end up liking in terms of like on my own when I got to have my own opinion. And I think my very first favorite rapper was DMX.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. He brought that gutter and that street talk, but also he had depth in storytelling too.
It's that in your face stuff, man. I love DMX.
Also, he had music. He had music that like it wasn't just great music. You could play that and go do something with it. Like you could go hit the court or go play football off of that.
Hit a lick.
Off of that track. Yeah, hit a lick. Whatever it had to be, man. Whatever today's mission was, you could go get that done right now, having that bumping in you. And don't let it be playing while you're doing it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lupe lyrically is one of the greatest to ever do it. Jay-Z, ooh, she said Roxanne Shante, Cool G, Rap, De La Soul, MC Light, Mobb Deep, The Brat, The Lox, way too many. Yeah.
Definitely.
See, it's hard to pick three.
Why does The Brat sound familiar?
The Brat, yeah, that was Jermaine.
That's another album just put on and let it go.
Yeah. It's Jermaine Dupri, one of Jermaine Dupri's early projects, one of the only ones who actually wrote her own stuff.
Yeah.
MC Light too. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. As much as I hate to like, and you never want to like say that somebody's better than the others, and I love MC Light and the Brat and all that, but I think female wise, Nicki lyrically just became so next level, man. I don't know if anybody's gonna top her, and she made all that money too. Man, I gotta pick three. All right, let me stop stalling, man.
It's hard. You feel like you're doing a disservice to
if you need time, if you need time to think, I'll hop into my list real quick.
If you know yours already, oh man, if you know yours, by all means, man, I got time.
I had mine, and before I get into this, trust me, I got my list, and I know what I like, and I'm going to start with the honorable mention first, just because I loved listening to this guy when I was a kid because it's something my mom listened to, and we got to listen to together, and it was Nelly. Nelly was awesome. I love Nelly, and
party music
changed the culture.
I want to put these guys in order because growing up, I listened to what my brother and sister listened to. I'm a metalhead. I love bands like Slipknot, even going all the way back to what my dad got me into the Led Zeppelin, the Who, and all them. I got my range of music is all the way like starts in the 50s and goes up to now.
Same here.
And I like the rock music more. But when I got into high school is when I learned what the extra culture was behind music, and I fell in love with rap and hip hop and stuff like that. So if I want to put them in order, but at the same time I can't. But I love Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q would be number 3, and it was the Oxy album that got me. I heard "Break the Bank," and I can just blast that on my car and just listen. Collard greens, you get the boom, 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 boom. I love it's fantastic. It's just something that makes you feel, and I like that music that makes myself move without me even thinking about it. And that's what Schoolboy Q does for me. If you have never seen his interview on Hot Ones, you need to watch it because it's hilarious. Dude's a big time gamer. It's great. He talks shit all the time.
It's another guy heavily influenced by Pimp C.
I mean, my list might give you guys an idea on like how I was in high school, though. So don't judge me. Anyway,
I wasn't expecting that either. I like that. I like that.
If I had to give you my number 2, Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. He's from Cleveland, so I had to put someone from Ohio on here. And thank Lord for my sister because she's the one that got me into him, and he's continued to put out good music. The album that's got the moon and his eyes are behind him. It's got Dive on and a couple other ones. Fantastic. He just put out something on Netflix. The entire album's like a movie. It's awesome, man. I love Kid Cudi. I can go on and on about that. And number one, I knew this guy was going to be my favorite rapper forever as soon as I heard Backseat Freestyle. Kendrick Lamar is my favorite rapper of all time. And it was the thing that solidified it was, what is that, about 6 years ago now, maybe 5, when the Damn album came out. Greatest rap album of all time. Go ahead and rip me down for that if you feel like it. I don't care if you disagree with me. For me, that is my favorite album. You can start that from song number 1 and go all the way down to the very end, which I think that's got a lot of songs on it. It's like 16 songs on that entire thing, 16 tracks. And you can listen to the entire thing and just your entire day can go away just like that because of that album. Fantastic. And he did the Black Panther's entire soundtrack. Loved it. Fantastic. I think he's got another album that just came out or about to come out. If I had to make my list, my honorable mention, Nelly, followed by Schoolboy Q, Kid Cudi, and then Kendrick.
I like that list.
And I
I do. I like because I wasn't expecting it.
About to say, don't worry, I'm not the white dude that's gonna go in here and go ahead and say, yeah, it's Eminem, it's NF, and it's Vanilla Ice and Snow, all these dudes that no one cares about anymore except Eminem.
No.
He says Snow, yeah, Snow Informer.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Informer, trust me, but that's all he knows.
I heard he did an interview. Somebody asked him what he was saying on that song. He was like, I don't know.
Whatever got me on the radio gave me my one-hit wonder. But yeah, no, that's definitely my list. And I got to know and figure out what kind of music I liked in high school. So like I said, if you want to know how I was in high school, those are my favorite artists during that time.
It's amazing how you look at it like that, because I named some of my artists that I liked in high school, but then I went through a period from about 93 to about 2007. I listened to nothing but screw music. It's like, there any other type of music out there besides that? It's all I listen to.
What happens is that it ends up being the soundtrack of your life. So like, what was happening?
Yeah, it all myself a little bit.
it all matters. Like I went to this event, or I did this, and this was playing, or so.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I got there's a whiz. My sophomore year homecoming, there was a song playing in the locker room after the football game, and homecoming was the next day. It was a Wiz Khalifa song. I forgot what it was called though. It was on the album. It was mainly the All Green album, Green Flames or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the song was called, but I always remember whenever I hear that song, I was like, sophomore year homecoming. You remember these songs, you hear them and you connect them to a date, and you remember where you were when you heard that song. I mean, music's so crazy. I can go on and on about music all day just because of how powerful it is. You can get emotional off of it quick, even if it's just an instrumental. You'll remember it just because of what you were doing. Yep. Love music. But that's my list. Will, was that enough time?
It's never enough to do 3, but I'm gonna throw 3 of my favorites. I don't know if they're even the favorites, but just 3. I'm gonna use that template of like what was happening when I was listening to all this. So I'm actually gonna go Prototype with the Eminem. Eminem just, that's when I realized like, oh, okay, you can do literally whatever you want lyrically, like if you lock in. Jeezy. I had never heard anybody be able to do, like, aside from LL back in the day, and actually not just LL, LL and Big Daddy Kane could play with words, and then Big L could play with words the way he wanted.
Big L gone way too soon.
Absolutely. And Pun, again, also another one who could play with words the way he wanted, went too soon.
Hard.
When I ever heard, like, I'm in the middle of Little Italy with a middleman who didn't know diddly, so I killed them lyric. Like, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, man. And then to hear Eminem, like I said, take that and run to the places that he ran with it and say the outlandish shit that he would say. It, like, I learned very quick with Eminem, like, it's not even always about exactly what he's saying. It's how he's able to say it, how he's putting these words together. And the fact that he, like, if you were angry, you could play his shit. Like, that, I guess that's kind of from the guys I'm going to pick, you're going to be like, well, were you okay? And the answer was, no, I actually wasn't. I was a pretty angry kid at the time. And so like DMX was one, which, again, a lot of anger in that music. Eminem, another one, a lot of anger in that music.
Hey, bouncing off what you said about M real quick, you can feel the same thing from Busta too.
Yeah, Busta. The thing about Busta though is that he covered even such a wide range. And yes, he could hit you with that angry stuff, but he could hit you with some party fun stuff too. Like he was so, like, you ain't getting no party albums out of Eminem. It's not happening. Nothing you will want to play at a party. But like, I agree. Like they both had the lyricism ability and the veracity to give you that angry like feel.
Just hated the fact that I had to argue with a 20-year-old kid when they tried to tell me Busta was a mumble rapper, and I wanted to punch him. But that's just between me and my angry self sticking up for people I like.
Yeah, well, they probably heard the Look at Me Now verse and just couldn't even catch what he was saying and decided that was mumble rap. Because he
That's
hit
my
the
youngest
gas.
daughter. She just recently, probably the last year, started liking Buster. She used to always have this hateful relationship. Like anytime he come on, she would like leave the room. Like she didn't like him that much.
I can get like maybe that's not my guy, but like hating that man, that's crazy.
Yeah, no love for Buster.
Monster.
Like what it do to you?
plus Buster's amazing because he spanned like multiple generations. Like not a lot of rappers can do that. And then I've even heard stuff recently from him. He's even adapted to like the way they rap now, but he did his own spin on it. Like it's crazy, man.
Oh man.
Hey man, but he's Captain America now, so that's cool.
That's hilarious.
All right, well, give us that number one. I want to hear it.
No, it's not in order. It's not in order.
Right,
It's not in order. If it's in order, then probably M number one. I'm gonna go. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this man. He's out of Kansas City. By the name of Tech 9.
Oh yeah.
Tech 9 is able to.
Hell yeah.
He's able to do things, and I've actually seen him. He's one of the only rappers that I'll go see live because he actually puts on a real show when he's doing his thing. He comes up to he doesn't come to Boston much. He comes up to Palladium in Worcester, and we go, and me and a couple homies go see him. So Tech he's just different, and he refused to sell out and pay radio stations to play his music. So he sold millions of records all underground as an independent rapper.
Mm-hmm.
That template that you see rappers trying to do now, where they just tour, and that's because that's where the money is, and then they try to keep their own music and not sign with a label. He been doing that for the last 20 years almost. Not like Lewis, bro. You'd be surprised. A lot of people do not know about that man.
No, that's fair.
But yeah, Tech 9.
Because of Tech 9, I thought I knew what kind of drink I liked at the bar, and the bartenders just looked at me like I was crazy and didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So I just had to get a beer. Yeah,
Caribou Lou.
I said that's exact. I went up there, 19-year-old kid. Again, I'm not supposed to be in a bar.
Yeah,
Mom doesn't know. Went in there. I was like, I want a Caribou Lou. Oh, what?
Who? What?
I was like, fuck, I'm about to get kicked out. Just give me a this, and then it was done with. I was like, oh man, I should have. Was that just a song? Was that a drink?
It's a Caribou.
I asked Jamie.
What do you have? KCT? Do you have KCT then? Because like that's the other song they made. Yeah, Caribou. That 151
on your head, man.
This guy, man.
Oh man, that's another song. That's just another song that makes me move and not even think about it. That's the best part about music and the R&B and the rap scene is that stuff out of nowhere. It's just like a dumb Disney cartoon. You hear a song, it's just, what's this? Oh shit, I like that. It happens and you love it.
Yeah, and he got a bunch of hits, man. He's been going hard for years. He's one of the most creative rappers I've ever heard. Some of his concept tracks are just next level. Worst Enemy, that's just one of my favorite songs of all time. Yeah, man, like the Absolute Power, just all his albums, man, just crazy. So I remember I actually went to Kansas City one time and heard him. I was so hyped to hear him actually playing on the radio because they don't play him really anywhere else. But yeah, man. So that's.
I did like Common too.
Oh, I love me some Lil Wayne. Method Man. Man,
Guru.
I love the Locks, Guru out of Boston. Yeah.
What was that? What was that? The duo that CeeLo Green did with something Mouse. Forgot what his name was.
Was it Gnarls Bar? When he did the Gnarls Bar. Oh, Danger Mouse. Did he do something with Danger Mouse?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Huh.
He did something with that because I don't get a lot. Some of the music I like do come from the video games that I play. And there was a song that CeeLo Green did. And they did that. CeeLo Green did a song with whoever that was, and I'm forgetting who it was. But it was another great song. It was like called "I'm Going On" or "Going On." It was a great song. I'll find it and send it to you, Will, and I'll see if you heard it.
CeeLo Green.
You too, Coach.
I was hooked when I heard him with the Goody Mob.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got a group that you like too?
LOX all day, the locks.
Wu-Tang for me.
Yeah, Wu-Tang too goddamn large, man. There's too many people in that. No, I love Wu-Tang too. Mobb Deep was always bumping in my household, in my area. Capone and Noriega, that's a duo, but
Tribe Quest.
Tribe, yeah.
Oh, hold on, wait, I forgot. I also got another honorable mention that I might get judged for, but I really don't care. T-Pain too.
Pain ran like 3 summers, man. Like there was like 3 summers you couldn't go nowhere without a T-Pain song.
Ripper's anthem.
Yo, that Buy Me a Drink though. That Buy Me a Drink was crazy, man. Like that's a hit record's a hit record. Also, he wrote a bunch of stuff for other people too. So,
Bree,
yeah, he was.
I like Mystical, but I won't admit it in public because he be getting in legal issues.
Yeah.
And I feel like Coach Lee may have said, may threw something out there about soul too. So I like the little ad in there. I didn't know if I wanted to put that in the group, and when I went on ahead said rap, R&B, and hip hop, you threw in a little soul in there too. I like that. Too.
Yeah, I like we were talking about his introduction to music. For me, mom's obviously my parents are both baby boomers, and I got introduced to like the Supremes, James Brown, Commodore, stuff like that at an early age.
Shout out to Little Richard. Shout out to Little Richard bringing in that vocal woo that everybody loves.
Yep. But for me, and then also, my mom was a music major in college. So between her and my dad was always in the sound systems and stuff. So music was a part of our family. Like I can go without TV. I can't go without music.
Yeah. I feel that 100%. If I got as long as I got these earbuds here, I'll be happy. I'll be a happy camper for 8 hours straight if I need to be.
I can be in the middle of nowhere. I got music. I'll make it.
Well, I didn't mean to take this long on a segment, fellas, but thank you for the inputs. I love
a lot of feedback. They like the topic.
That's what a good segment does, man.
We got a good amount of comments there. Thank you very much, everybody in the comments as well. Share us out. Keep commenting. Got your own opinions to throw in there. This is your topic too.
Like and subscribe. No,
for time's sake, I know Josh got to go to work. Josh Jake, I'm gonna go ahead and roll right into my topic of the last topic of the night. I'm a fat boy, so I like to eat. I want to rank the top 5 states for barbecue.
Ooh.
And what your top 5 are?
I mean, I only been so many states, so I got. But I do know what my number 1's going to be for sure.
So you can start it off. Fire away.
Kansas City. They had 2 different. Yeah. Going to Kansas City. My grandmother used to love that track. Yeah, man. I went to Gates. They got 2 different places, Gates and Bryant's down there. Gates is like more the hood spot. So that's the one that I definitely went to. My God. And then I ordered some of their sauce online. That Gates, man, they mess. It's bomb, man. I mean, I don't know what else you could say when it comes to food. It's delicious, man. It's good stuff. Don't sleep, man. There's a few spots in Boston that got some real good barbecue, man. But I know they're not gonna really compete with a lot of the down south spots. North Carolina, I had some pretty good barbecue, but again, I wouldn't. I haven't been to Texas, so I wouldn't rank them against Texas. I wouldn't know. I hear a lot of great things about Texas, so.
People stand in line for 10 hours for barbecue.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So that's like, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's about. Everything else is going to be like South Carolina, Virginia, because those are the places that I've been to. I haven't been to a lot of states. Been to some, but yeah. The only one that really mattered though is Kansas City.
You say Joe's, right?
Gates.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody's in the Kansas City area, find your way to Gates. Good Lord, some good food. Hey, a little expensive, but worth it.
And you'll pay it if it's good.
Absolutely. Clearly.
What about you, Jake?
Now, it's been a minute since I've been down there, so I forgot where I went. But Tennessee steak. I forgot the restaurant, but I love their steak. It was great. Right here in Cincinnati, I'm sure they're all over the place, though. But Ruth's Chris, they got a great steak. Me and Jamie went there for our anniversary one year and got the porterhouse. She got the filet side. I got the strip side. I think I got the shit into that stick, but it was still great steak, and she let me have a little bit of that filet. That was fantastic. And I'm not going to down or even disregard what you're saying. I would love absolutely to try some Texas barbecue, so I got to put that in the top 3 easy. But kind of like Will, I haven't really been traveling all that far, but I do know that I love Ruth's Chris right here in Cincinnati. The Tennessee steak I had when I got down there close to Gatlinburg was fantastic. And I've had some sauce from Texas, but I've never had a Texas barbecue. So I'm gonna run that train as long as it goes. I know Texas has got some badass barbecue. And now Will's making me think Kansas City too.
Oh, it does. Trust me.
Okay, I like those lists.
He's like that was like such a from above judgment down on you little.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, that was nice. It was
luckily for me, I've had the opportunity to travel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And here's a funny story, coach story time, real fast. So when I used to work with AT&T, I was a big, huge man versus food fan.
Okay.
Loved it.
And at the time, I used to travel all over the country. And my itinerary would always be, I will plan in advance. I'm going to hit 3 spots in every city I go to.
I like it.
It got so much to the point that my peers and coworkers, wherever state or city they were in, they would call me, hey, where do I need to go? So kind of had that thing going on. So
yeah.
That's why I've kind of had the opportunity to try a lot of different stuff. I've been like up there. It's not barbecue, but the fried pork sandwich up in Indianapolis with the onion rings. Oh man, that's good. But for me, I will probably say I will say off the top, I am biased.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is going to be my number 1.
That's fair.
Only because my dad is a hell of a barbecue cook, so I was spoiled. So my dad always had this thing like we always serve barbecue sauce on the side. You wanted it, you can have it.
That's different. That's different
because we believe a good dry rub, a good flavored smoke.
True.
You don't need the sauce, and if you don't dry, you cook it properly, it's not going to dry it on you. And I have the same mentality as my pop that barbecue sauce covers up the deficiencies of that person's barbecue.
That's true.
That's why I want to put on the side. I want to taste what you did first. So Texas would be number 1 for me. Tennessee would be number 2.
Ooh.
Missouri would be number 3. Kansas City, I had barbecue in St. Louis and I was disappointed. Very expensive and very bland.
Ooh.
I can't remember the name of the place that I went, but it was one of the places off the Man versus Food. And I was like, this ain't
might have been Bryant's.
I was pissed. It was like downtown St. Louis too. I was so pissed. Then I'll probably say number 4 be Georgia. And number 5 be North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina got some spots, man.
Yeah. I like to eat.
Great dessert spots too, by the way.
You said great desserts? Oh, there's a place in.
Oh yeah, North Carolina's got great desserts.
Yeah,
it's real good, and
they just do food, man. They get it.
Yes,
I did not know that you could how'd they do it? They put they made croissants, and then they glazed it like a donut, and then put some kind of a filling inside of the croissant. Man, I love that stuff. It was this little shop over here in the corner, and it opened at 9. And there was a line all the way down the street, You had to wait 30 minutes just to get in the place to pick your dozen and leave. This place was packed every morning. I'm like, I told my wife before we left, I was like, we got to go to that place before we leave. I don't care if we had to wait an hour. She's like, you got to be back in Cincinnati to go to work that night. Are you sure you want to waste that time? Hell yeah. What do you mean?
All time stand still for good food.
Yeah. That's
Who got shout outs for tonight?
Shout out to
Great topics, by the way, gentlemen.
appreciate you. Yeah. We did. I like how this whole conversation went down. It's good. Shout out to Lewis. He's somewhere back there on my back. Shout out to the entire chat coming through doing their thing. Shout out to my man Nate. He's over there in Australia fighting his good fight. Hope you feel better, brother. On vacation. I'll be here all week. Yeah. He's a monster. And shout out to you. Shout out to you fellas, man. Like, great topics today. You know, these shows can go, they can do any kind of numbers because we don't know how long it's gonna go. And you guys asked great questions and we stretched it. Well, we stretched that Mike Leach story a lot longer than I thought we were gonna make it with because you kept just digging and I kept finding out some more crazy information. So yeah, man.
That was a solid 20, 25 minutes.
That's that storyteller. You like them stories, man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the brand.
Already.
Perfect. Yeah, shout out to Coach, shout out to Will. I know he's sick in bed eating his chicken soup. Shout out to two
with the soda on the side.
Hope you feel better. Shout out to the Winnipeg Jets. They're making a comeback on the Knights. But nah, guys in the comments, thank you so much. You guys are on fire again tonight. Glad to see you guys come alive. We were talking about the artists and everything, but I'm going to take one of their shout-outs away from my wife for calling me out for letting these gentlemen know that I didn't know who TLC was until just a couple of years. I'm sorry, but she just had to shout. She just had to. That's my wife, though. She loves me, I swear.
They made the song Scrubs for somebody. That's
exactly. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Come to you every day, every week, except Thursday, Friday. Come in, tune in for the basketball show tomorrow. Great night. Have fun.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man. As always, special shout out to Lil Dude, LOL Wow. Shreveport got some good food. I love my Southern Classic down there. I bring me back a 24-pack every time I go. Lewis, Bernard, Bree, and Jamie, thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. They're like the guys.
Shout out back from Jamie, Coach.
But like the guys said earlier, man, y'all help drive the conversations. Y'all give us the energy that we need. We appreciate it. You know, y'all come in here, you participate, give us ideas. Trust me, we're working on some stuff behind the scenes. And a lot of it comes because of feedback and the energy that y'all give us. We appreciate that. We want to get the energy back to it. Make sure y'all here tomorrow night at 7:30. Also, one last quick shout out. Shout out to Salto Cliff High School, DeSoto High School, and Duncanville High School. All three made state championship. I'm going to shout them out every day this week.
Nice.
They are all southern side of town where everybody forgets about us on this side of town. And they all got an opportunity to bring home the trophy in each classification this year. 15 minutes apart from one another.
They put the work in, huh? That whole area.
Man. And no, shout out to my fam for letting me come and hang out with me, with my brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That Southern Classic fire, man. Raw. Love it. But yeah, I'm fat for a reason. But I appreciate y'all. But make sure y'all here tomorrow night, 7:30 for the basketball show. We're gonna be up in there. Hopefully, too, you get well, man. Shout out to Unc. If you're in the group, Unc, he was at work today, but he had a lot of fun. He was at the XFL events. He was with the media backstage, interacting with the coaches and the quarterbacks.
Yeah, Unc's been cooking up lately. He got a lot going, man.
He's in the lab. He's in the lab.
Yeah,
but shout out to you, Unc. We appreciate you, man. But for everybody else, hey, man, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all hang out, do your thing, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Appreciate y'all. On the other side of the flip, holla at your boys, man.